Greetings. It's Saturday. We're in the house all day. There's a dog licking my arm. Let's polish a few turds. By turds, I mean these cheap, crappy zombies that I frequently see on Amazon. They are, I think we're saying one. I think it's 1/16th scale or 1/24th. I think it's 1/16th. So I actually don't really know what they're for because they're quite big. I might just do them to sit on a shelf. You do see a lot of crappy army men around, but in a similar scale to these, so I might bag some of them. I did do one in the past in a similar scale, but he was a lot of work, a lot of sculpting on top. But I guess if I do a few zombies, I don't need that many army men. So yeah, let's take this guy and turn him into something useful. So this is me just showing off early steps on these zombies. So I had these wooden sort of gift tags that I got off of Amazon, so I was using those for bases, and I've just super glued all the joints stiff so the zombies don't move anymore. They're completely solid and stuck in their poses. I put a bit of texture paste in a lot of the joints and added extra texture to the clothing, and gave them a prime. And after base coating, which is a simple process, so I won't bother showing you that, I just covered this guy in Targor Raid Shade. And here's my terrible attempt at trying to show you me painting, which was a bit of a struggle to get the camera in the right spot. But maybe if I perfect this, I can bring many painting tutorials to you in the future. I use a lot of Citadel paints and washes, mostly because they're just easy for me to get. Although I live in a small town, there's a shop locally that sells Warhammer stuff and Citadel paints and that, so they're just by far the easiest for me to get. But of course you can do this with any manufacturer, and if you know how, you can make your own washes, which I have done in the past pretty effectively. But right now I'm just using a lot of Targor Raid Shade. I've found out of the Citadel washes, Targor Raid Shade is my favourite. I used to use a lot of Agrax Earthshade and Nuln Oil. And Targor Raid Shade seems to be sort of somewhere in between the two. But it's also got a bit of red in it as well, I think. It's quite a reddish brown, which often adds a lot of contrast. Like if you're painting something that's green, it puts a bit of contrast in the recesses. It works really well on flesh tones, just sort of on anything really. It's a really great paint to have. After the wash stage, which I'm not going to show you because I didn't get footage of it, I just went through and did some basic highlighting, dry brushing, your usual stuff. It's something I could show you me doing, but I think it's a skill that we sort of know how to do. You just sort of have to practice it to get really good at it. I'm semi-decent at this point, I think, at painting these sorts of things. So here we are, all done and based. I just did some basic highlighting using mostly Army Painter paints, actually. I've got quite a big selection of now. And the base was pretty standard, just PVA glue, sand, and then I just put a mix of black paint, water and PVA over that to lock it in place for a bit of an urban look. I haven't varnished this guy yet, so I need to get some varnish, but I've run out of matte at the minute, so he might be glossy for a while until I can get hold of some matte varnish to seal him up. I'm quite happy with how this guy came out, and I look forward to getting the rest of my zombies done I've got 11 more to do since I bought 2 bags of 6 for some reason. And as I mentioned, trying to source army men to fight them is going to be interesting. There's quite a few cheap and crappy army men out there on Amazon, but I don't think they'll look this good with a simple paint job. I think that's going to be a lot more work with milliput and putty and that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's my little zombie project. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.